Hello? Trump, 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 Kamala, Kamala politics. Voting for Trump, voting for Kamala. Democrat, Republican. How's it going, dudes? Hello, chat. Hello, how we doing? Hello, hello, hello. Why do I not see any chat? I think something's broken. Hello? There we go. Hi, K-Mac. Guys, how's it going? Tap the screen. Guys, we have some serious rebuilding to do. We're going to need some extra algo love. What's up, Corinne? How's it going, y'all? Oh, how has tonight been, everybody? How has everybody's Monday? There it goes. What's up, y'all? Have any luck with this app? Yes. We just had my main account permanently banned, y'all. Permanently schmanned. All right, David.
Why was it banned?
What's up, David? Why was it
Why
banned?
was it banned? Yeah.
I was live and had some pretty crazy guests come up. And
What did they say?
one of them was on the YouTube phone, and he was saying shit like Biden's daughter had some sort of, and by the way, this is misinformation, TikTok, some sort of like affidavit saying that she was whatted by him.
So you got banned for that?
He said some things along like that, and he said that I was a PDF and that I looked like one, and you can't say that to people on
So
this app.
how many followers did you have?
Almost 80K.
80,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got to start over now?
Mm-hmm.
How many times has this happened to you?
Just once.
Oh, this is that. How long have you had that account?
A year and a half.
Oh, well, that's crazy. So do you lose money when you get banned like that, or no?
Yeah.
Because people can't find you?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
I suppose that would make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be longer for health insurance now.
I suppose, man.
Jesus. Jesus. Maybe you should just go get a job at Starbucks.
Okay.
They offer health insurance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
You could
consider that,
manage it.
David.
How much you think you get at Starbucks when you manage a Starbucks?
I don't think I'm going to be managing a Starbucks anytime
Why
soon
not? Why not?
because I don't think they hire people who've never managed a Starbucks to manage a
Sure they would.
Starbucks.
Sure they would. It's 75 to 80K a year plus benefits. It means that the benefits are free.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. Pregnant women go get a job at Starbucks so that they're covered when they give the baby, when they have
Yeah,
birth the baby. Do you
that's a
understand?
that's a $20,000 expense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they go get a job at Starbucks so that they're covered.
nice.
You
Hey, do
should do
you
that.
think that healthy men in like their 20s and
You're not healthy.
30s, do you think that healthy men in their 20s and 30s should have been vaccinated?
I guess. I don't know. Because I
Dang.
think it would be their choice. I seriously think it should have been up to them.
Think generally you think they
They
ought to
shouldn't have
though?
been forced to do that. No.
I'm not saying they should have been forced, but
Then it's their
it would have
choice.
been a
They were,
wise decision though if you were that
yeah, but you're
age.
agreeing it would, well, there's a lot of people in the medical field that did not want to get the vaccination.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't
And are you saying
validate.
they're stupid?
Yeah.
You're saying those people are stupid? They're in the medical field.
Yeah, I know, yeah. They probably got spooked by a lot of the chatter that was perpetuated by right-wing politicians.
They're in the medical field, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They Okay. A lot of pregnant women that were in the medical field, they didn't want to get vaccinated either, and they lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it was a risk. Because it was a
politicians
risk.
there was no actual measurable risk, was there, after we
How do
found
you
out?
know? We didn't know everything there was to know about those vaccinations. They came out very fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the point where 10 years, 15 years down the road, we find out, oh, they caused this. You're just going to go, oh, well, what are you going to say to that?
In the future, they're going to be able to come out with vaccines in like a day, and you all
Okay.
are going to die because you're not convinced that it's good enough.
Uh, I don't think it cured I don't think the vaccine actually did what they said it was going to do. The press went out and said, you got to get this and you can't get it after you get it. You can't pass it and blah, 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 blah. That was all bullshit. That was all bullshit. And they said it on the
Uh,
news.
if you guys were convinced that vaccines worked one
Did,
way or the
did they
other,
say it or
if you were
not?
convinced, who's they?
Wait, did MSNBC get on there and say that?
No, I don't think so. No. Did they said,
You
what
should
did they
watch
say? What are you claiming they said?
that if you got vaccinated, you would not get the C-19 and you could not pass it.
Yeah, I don't. If
Yeah,
anybody said that,
yeah,
they
they
should
did
be
say it.
condemned.
How do you figure that no one remembers this stuff?
I think that you guys are looking for
It's almost
anything and
unbelievable.
everything to point to discredit the
It's on
fact that
video,
all of this
man.
stuff. There's going to be a million
It's
different people.
recorded on tape.
Yeah, I
of
know.
them saying it.
There's a million different people out there saying all sorts of stuff all the time. How do you figure out what the truth is? How do you figure it out? You just look at the
Well, I
science.
think that most
You just
people
look at the
have looked at,
science.
yeah, most people have looked at the mainstream media and figured out most of the time they're lying. And the actual, yeah. And
No.
the actual truth comes out down the road, and then they don't go back and correct that lie. They just move on.
Yeah, I don't think so. Nobody ever came out and corrected all the
Okay.
politicians who said it was going to
Let me give you an
cause
example. Let me give you an example of a lie.
5G.
Yeah, yeah,
It was not going to make you magnetic. It wasn't
yeah,
going to kill
yeah,
you. It wasn't going to make you
yeah.
impotent. It wasn't going to do
Was
all of
hands up,
that.
don't shoot a lie? Was hands up, don't shoot a lie?
What about it?
Was it a lie?
What do you mean, was it a lie? Hands
I'm
up,
not
don't shoot.
stuttering. I'm asking you a direct question. Was it a lie? Hands up,
No.
don't shoot. Was that a lie? No.
I don't know what you're
No.
asking me.
Hands up, don't shoot. We talked about it for 2 damn years. Ferguson, Missouri. Hands up, don't shoot.
Thank you, Sarah, for the $75. Please tell David we have to talk about something else. Thank you so much. David. Yeah, like, what? That's not a question. Was the civil rights movement real? Hello?
Hey, you want to know something?
Yeah.
George Washington was actually a libertarian.
Okay. Oh,
I have a question. Do you watch the UFC?
Yeah, this guy's like 10 years old. Get this guy out of here.
uh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
Well, I think it's very cool because he was actually a first president. He founded the presidency, and that's why he basically set the precedents for the presidency, and I think that's an important thing.
I
He was
think there's
definitely
like
libertarian.
I think there's a smorgasbord of people that you can look at who are founding fathers with all sorts of opinions that would like confirm your bias, no matter who you were. If you were libertarian, if you were far right, if you were far left, you're progressive. You can look at every one of them and be like, "Ooh, I identify with this guy, and this is the thing we should do with our country because this is one of their beliefs." I think it's just bullshit. I think everybody should shut the fuck up and stop looking at these old ass men, and we just look at our current situation, just like, hey, this is what's best, this is what we ought to do, so that things are good.
Well, I mean, I think we've been a country for almost 250 years by this year's July, and I would say that it's been working.
What's been working? We've had civil wars, we're on the edge of fascism, we have an extreme imbalance in the wage gap. Very few people have a lot of the money. They're controlling our politics. Like, what's working?
Well, I would say, I think, let me just tell you, I mean, for example, Citizens United, didn't exist when George Washington was president. I think that's why libertarians don't win anymore because you have, obviously, corporate groups, you have, Citizens United, you have APAC, libertarians can't win because of, the unfair system. I think we can definitely improve. I think the electoral college is a scam. I agree with that. But I think, and I think taxation is also not that great. I think, it's a necessary evil. I definitely agree with you on those figs. But
Dude, if you don't want to be colonized by another country, you're going to have to pay taxes for us to have defense, for us to have schooling. Because if we don't have a smart country, we're going to be easily taken over. It's our first line of defense.
Well, I mean, well, that's why I said that it's a necessary evil. I mean, I'm not. I think we should get rid of some taxes. I think some taxes are scams, but I think it's a necessary evil. I think we have to do it. I don't like paying taxes. I've actually evaded taxes a few times, but don't tell anybody that.
Chad, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Guys, also tap the screen if you guys can help me get to like 15K. This is my alt account, by the way. If you haven't followed it, be sure to follow.
I'll actually invite a Trump supporter for you.
Okay.
But anyways, to what I was saying about money, I think your money should be your money. I think it should be the government's. And I think the government wastes a lot of our money too.
I think that it goes much further when you hand it to the government. I think that if we didn't have things to pick up after or for some of the most vulnerable people among us, then I mean, you could just go move to a country that's really poor and that has no infrastructure. You can just have all of your money. You'll be the richest person there. Or you can live in a place that's nice. That has niceness, nice airports, nice streets, nice schools. I would rather live in a nice country.
Yeah, but I would say, I think taxation, is to an extent is necessary. But I mean, the government just wastes most of that money. They waste it on all like these wars and a bunch of like useless stuff. And that's why we're like,
Well,
what is it?
as long as you lean right, you're just funding the war
Well,
machine more than anyone.
we have trillions in debt. You know that we have like
Yeah.
what is it, 48 trillion?
Thanks to conservatives.
Well, I think it's both parties, but I think conservatives all. I think look, I'm critical of both parties. Okay.
No, it's
I'll
not
be-
just both parties. It's y'all and trying to cut taxes constantly because you're brainwashed into hating tax at every level.
Well, I think I think cutting taxes. I mean, the middle class gets some tax cuts, and I think that's a good thing.
I think balancing the budget and doing it right is good. Not doing it for votes, not doing it for like the way Trump did it, gave everyone fucking tax cuts, fucked us all. Like, do it for the middle class and mostly for the middle class. Stop fucking up the budget.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not a Trump supporter anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I'm much better. I'm reformed. Okay, I reformed myself. But I don't support this war at all either. But you look at the national debt. I think both parties, spent a lot of money. And I think the
It's
Democrats,
not both parties. Like, you have to be fucking dumb and blind to be like,
well,
yeah, it's both parties. No,
well,
dude. The
I would
Republicans
say,
spend like 90% of all of this country's money, and the Democrats like balance the budget.
look, I would say it's uh, every president in this country's history except Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton did a great job. He was a great neoliberal, and I think
Not
he
every no.
definitely.
We can just talk about the modern era and talk about when we started getting into debt. And Reagan was the first person to just completely fuck up the debt. And ever since, you guys have been playing tug of war with tax rates despite the debt.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately, I think what we have to do is we need a real revolution in the Republican Party. I think if Thomas Massey gets in, we're going to save a lot in the debt. I think he's definitely fiscally responsible. He knows a lot about money, and I think if he'll be able to balance the budget if he wins. Yeah, he should win actually. Vance is I'm not going to vote for Vance in the primary. Never going to happen. Maybe, yeah, I think Rand Paul might actually run Fox News, said Vet. So, I mean, look, I think you got two good options. Hopefully, one of them wins. And I think our country will be saved.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will win that's not going to bow down to Trump. They're going to fund their opponents. Trump is going to just spew misinformation and slander them into the ground. Going to run smear campaigns. You guys are cooked. You guys let Trump take over your politics.
Well, I mean, look, I think, thinking about it now, it's unfortunate. But I think Thomas Massey can run a real good grassroots campaign. I mean, Mamdani did it. I'm not a huge fan of Mamdani, but he ran a good campaign. And I
Dude,
think
he's
Thomas
just
Massey
gonna
can do
if
it.
he sneezes wrong, Trump will come out and be like, that guy's not even white. Like he'll make the dumbest shit up about him. It won't matter.
Well, look, Trump's approval rating is like 34%, so I think he's losing a lot of the popularity and very low approval rating. So I think he'll be in the 20s, at the end of his term. So I don't think he'll do much. I think he might actually resign or something in the next year,
I think it's
or get
pipe dream.
impeached again. Well, I think something big's gonna happen. A lot of things are happening, this year with Venezuela and Iran. I think Iran's a really bad war. We should never be there. It's gonna be a long war, I think, unfortunately. But I think Massey can clean up this country for sure.
All right. American, I can't take it. I'm dropping you, all right? Fuck out of here. He has a new favorite politician every week, and it's like always somebody who's like been a tough guy in the news. That's it. Like, these people just look for tough guys. No. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box, dude. No, you're not, Jazz. No, you're not, dude. No, you're not, Jazz. Shut up, bro. Massey sleepwalk. Why do I have my orange glasses on? Guys, I broke my green glasses. Chat, my Cash App and PayPal and Venmo are in the bio. If you guys are trying to buy me new green glasses, help me out. Also, I lost my main account, so anything helps, Skull. We're gonna be building back better for the next month or two. I know. Taco's crying more for help, y'all. Chat, do you think that these other countries should bow down and help Trump after he's been such a fucking prick to them? I should get purple glasses. I would love some purple glasses, actually. Purple's my favorite color. Chad, if you want to debate me, my favorite color is purple. I'm that much of a soy boy beta cuck. Crazy about Cuba's power grid going down. Yeah, that's weeks old. That's weeks old. It's nowhere in the news. It's crazy. Thoughts on Trump saying he's gonna take Cuba? God, dude. Y'all motherfuckers are crazy. Give Jazz a chance. Dude, advocate. I know. Did USNBC get drone strikes in Iraq tonight? There has been a huge drone strike thing going on with the ships and in Lebanon. Dubai. Never mind. Dubai's airports. Dubai airport rattled after drone strike. What's
Yo,
up,
buddy, why you
Jazz?
dodging me, bud? Why you dodging me, bud?
I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, man.
It's not cool. I thought we were like cool, you know.
I
But
know. I'm
it's okay,
sorry.
you know. It's okay, you know. I'm pretty good at, I'm pretty known for like, destroying liberals on, their panels. Like it's too easy sometimes.
I
Yeah,
know.
I was literally just on like Dean's, live a few minutes ago. I was like, I literally just destroyed him. Actually, I'm gonna clip it, post it on my story. So like, hey, if you want to like tune into my story, in a few minutes, like
For
I'll
sure. Yeah.
probably have it up there.
I'll have to take notes.
Yeah, definitely. But regarding the the Iranian war, I think it's actually a great success. We're actually advancing, and it should be over in about a couple months. And those people, are going to be free from like a dictatorship, and I think Trump, is great. Like it's like the FIFA guy said. He's the peacemaker. He was actually robbed of the Nobel Peace Prize. I think that was just silly, like it's nonsense. How the hell like does Trump lose the Nobel Peace Prize after bringing peace to like 9 countries, 9 different wars? Like it's just
I know. Look at
it's
everything. Look
insanity.
what
I mean,
he's.
yeah, and not to mention like look at what he's doing on home ground. Like look at the jobs he's created, and the gas prices low as ever. I mean it's fantastic, and China, is paying us back finally after screwing us. It's absolutely great, and honestly, if it were up to me, I'd vote for Trump again in 2028. I think he'd do a great job. Although Rubio is probably going to be a great successor, but regardless, I think Trump, I think his legacy is, you know, it's going to live forever. I mean, like you talk about like 100 years from now, they're still going to be talking about him. It's just his success in his country has been nothing short of just absolute, uh, just magisterious. I mean, just phenomenal. And I'm so glad that this is going on. Because like he's actually going to go to Cuba next, and Cuba's actually going to get liberated.
Yeah.
Um, the Cuban people are actually starving right now. They have no food, no gas, no electricity, and now Trump's actually going to go in and free them as well. And the Cuban president, he's actually, said that, he's actually negotiating with Trump right now, and as we speak, and he's actually getting into like pretty good negotiations. And it's gonna be great. You know, the Cuban people, you know, they want this. You know, it's kind of like the Persians. You know, they went on the street and, you know, they were protesting. You know, trying to get, you know, Trump's attention, and guess what? It worked. And I think I think it's great. You know, because like now, like it's gonna be like, I think like 11 countries. You know, that he's saved, and it's gonna be great for his resume. You know, and I think it's actually gonna bring great prosperity to our country, because, you know, the oil that we're gonna get, it's great. You know, I mean, look at the barrels we found. You know, from Venezuela. You know, it's fantastic. And Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get filthy rich. You know, and China is actually gonna back down. You know, and they're not, their political influence is gonna like die down. And I mean, it's already in decline. I mean, I mean, take a look. I mean, the tariffs. I mean, it was great success, and it's it's over. I mean, they're no longer ripping us off, and I think that's the bottom line. I mean, we are respected again as a nation. We're respected as a country again. We are feared again. You know, we're the top dogs. We are the world police, and guess what? We're not pussy anymore. You know, Biden's administration was a huge disaster for this nation, and I'm just so glad the liberals were voted out, man. I mean, Kamala, I feel like, you know, would have been a disaster. You know, she's clueless, and Tampon Tim. I mean, come on, really, seriously, Democrats, seriously, that's the best you've got, Tampon Tim. Wow, hysterical. It's just nonsense. And Nick Shirley, I mean, he's done a fantastic job, you know, reporting, you know, the absolute fraud in Minnesota. I mean, take a look at Minnesota and the Somalians. Are you telling me Waltz just it just so happened that, you know, he's not gonna run again for governor after all this came out to light? It's just ridiculous. We are awoken as a people, and we know that the Democrats are the enemy within, just as Trump said. And
Mm.
that's just, you know, it's no longer, you know, a secret, you know, and that's why, you know, MAGA is only getting stronger than ever. You know, I really don't think Democrats will probably win another election again, you know, in the upcoming years. I think you know, they're actually in decline. I mean, if you look at their approval rating in Congress, it's been its lowest since like probably you know.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Sweet. All right, what do you like about Trump?
Well, first of all, tell me what you don't like about Trump.
I think it's Trump is the least diplomatic, most divisive president we've ever had. I think his economic policy is horrid. I think he's enriched himself while in office. I think his geopolitical policy is atrocious, obviously, and I also think he espouses doubt in our democratic elections. He's fascist.
I agree with some of that. Um, what is your stance on the mass deportations and the immigration problem?
So there's nothing you could actually point to me that would illustrate an immigration problem. Um, I think that even if we did have an immigration problem, mass deportation is the last thing anybody should do as a country in regards to like the best way to handle it, or for our economy, for the crime rate, for everything. Mass deportation is a like the furthest right position you can take. Not a single person has justified mass deportation to me. Um, I think the more people I talk to about it, the more I'm convinced that people were just straight up bamboozled about this and just thought it was good for us for some reason.
Well, I think usually, if we weren't in the circumstances that we are in right now, I would say mass deportation is not the ideal
What situation are
route
we
to
in?
take. Under the Biden administration, we had the most illegal immigration in the history of our country. So
I
the
mean,
results.
what's a result of that? What's the big bad outcome of that?
So we're at a point now where there is now sleeper cells and terrorism threats inside of the United States.
Those are all going to be historically, those are all legally present.
Excuse me. So, what do you think would be the best route to take?
I don't know. It wasn't that long ago where Republicans and conservatives, i.e., Ronald Reagan, were all for mass amnesty.
I was just about to say that. I think mass amnesty is a very powerful and very good thing. I'm more of a old school Republican than a MAGA supporter. Like, I can support some of Trump's policies, but
Like
I
what?
definitely do. Well, I like how he's taking out threats to our democracy and
Like what?
the mass amounts of drugs coming into the country. Like, for example, stopping the flow of drugs through Venezuela into the country, and then in Iran,
What's he protecting us
preventing.
from in Iran?
He's not so much protecting us in Iran, he's protecting the Iranian people that are being mass murdered for protesting their government.
So he's mass murdering them?
He hasn't killed any citizens, or not very many citizens, in Iran.
He is literally just bombing the leader, and then the new leader, he bombed him and his family. The people have stopped leaving Iran. They are emboldened. They believe that they are now there to stay and protect their home from the US and Israel. They hate Israel. Anything that we want them to do in regards to regime change, they do not want it. As a people, both sides. There's no good version of this happening in like 3 months, 6 months, or whatever. There's no clear path to this. Like, we could talk about it for 4 hours. Nobody has any idea how this should work out. I think Trump just opened a can of worms. He doesn't know how to close it. But there's no reason we should be there.
So I think if this doesn't end quickly, this could spiral into something very bad. Like, I think the idea of it is a good idea. However, how it's being carried out is not the best way to go about it. Like, we're kind of prolonging what's going on. Like,
We didn't have to do anything. We didn't have to do anything at all.
You're right. We did not have to. But I think what the real reason why we're in the war is not the reason that's being broadcasted to the public. Like, I'm not a supporter of Israel at all. I think Israel dragged us into this war.
Yeah.
To where they were basically saying, from what I've heard, because I'm pretty sure they do have nuclear weapons. They were saying they were going to, well, not publicly have nuclear weapons, but I'm pretty sure they do. They were threatening to go full scale on Iran if Trump did not step in.
So that's I don't know, it's pretty damning. It seems like Trump takes his orders from somebody. When we can see in the past, every president before him has stopped Netanyahu from doing this. He has so badly wanted to do this to Iran since 1960. This is something that is so easily blatantly seen even from people on your side, that Netanyahu tricked Trump into doing this or conned him or forced him or whatever. And I don't know. I think we on the left saw it coming. I don't think Kamala would have done this. I don't think Kamala has a some sort of blackmail out there on her that Netanyahu would have held over her head or whatever. I think that there's a million different reasons why this could be advantageous for Trump or Netanyahu, but it's not for the American people. Same thing with most of his tax cuts. Same things with most things conservatives do. They're just generally not good for anybody in the economy, across the world. I think it's harmful to society, the stuff that Trump has perpetuated. He ran $200 million worth of campaigns against trans people. And I mean, just looking at the way that the left looks at the right, because he has you guys foaming at the mouth about immigrants, and you guys have, I guess, have gone morally bankrupt for the most part. MAGA has, and have justified all of the horrible stuff up to this date that he's done. So I think that no matter how much, I don't know, you think that this country's going to get better after you deport all these people, it's only going to get worse.
So what's the topic right now?
You were talking about mass deportation. You were talking about immigration. Why is immigration so important to you? What are the bad outcomes of all these people coming in? Trump ran 4 years of campaign trying to convince you all it was the end of the world, that Biden's just let bajillions of people in, and that we had a wide open border. Complete misinformation. I've shown 1,000 people just in their faces the facts, the data. No one cares for it. No one gives a fuck. They don't even care. They don't even know why they're upset about the border. They just know that it's wide open, and Trump's the only one that could fix it. And they're willing to let Trump break the law and bend the law and change the rules of the Constitution to fix this.
So say that Trump did go the mass amnesty route, and then say Kamala got elected instead of Trump, and she chose to not take action on the border and not close the border and let 10,000 more illegals in every year. What would be the better route there? Not closing the border and
Closing the
having
border is an incoherent statement, and nobody even knows what that means. Nobody opens the border in the first place. Biden had the same exact border laws that Trump had in his first 3 years. Exactly the same. We had a lot of people come to the door, but Biden didn't just start letting new people in. That's misinformation, and that's the part that nobody knows how to talk about on the right. They don't know how to talk about, like, what actually happened, who got deported. Biden beat the fuck out of Trump's deportations, so he wasn't just letting everyone in and everyone just gets to stay. He did far more deportations than Trump.
Yes, but the thing is, how the border was open is by policy, like less funding
What policy?
less funding for border patrol and homeland security and defense.
Did we defund it?
We did not, but we reduced funding.
Okay. Biden was still more stringent at the border, so people were more likely to be deported at Biden's border than Trump's, even with more people, a higher volume.
You see how that, like, if there's more people, like right now we're averaging about one person across the border a day.
That's not permanent.
100.
No policy has changed, right? Everything he's done is basically just executive order. Because if this were permanently fixed, they would have no things to run on. For all of perpetuity, the Republican Party would be dead. They have nothing to run on. They fixed it? It's not fixed, right?
No, but it's not fixed, but it's improving.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything, right?
Well, I mean, the executive orders are action.
Yeah, those just get thrown away. The next president?
Well, if the next president ends up being a Democrat, then a lot of those executive orders will be reversed.
Which will,
And
like every other president or every other +1 president is a Democrat. So yeah, they sold you like 4 years of border closure. Like nobody's even coming here on tourism. There's no reason to have the border closed to this degree. Our economy is collapsing. Our population is under population decline. There's no reason to do all this. You guys are just like scared to death of other people, and now we do have every like worry in the world to see terrorist cells come into this country because of our actions on the world stage, thanks to Trump. But before then, it was pretty chill. It's pretty chill. All those people came in, they worked hard, worked jobs. The people that came in were projected to make us like $1.1 trillion in GDP over the next 10 years. It was pretty chill. Instead, we have ICE, bigger than the size of any military on Earth, going around jamming up fucking cities, killing U.S. civilians.
well, only 2 U.S. civilians have been killed, and only 1 was unjustly killed.
Still, it's something that was done by the system, by the president, by ICE, by negligence. Like none of this needs to happen at all, and he's still trying to like jam up cities for voter rolls. Voter rolls. Like this guy's a dictator, man.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's a dictator. I say he does use some loopholes to avoid Congress. However,
He's constantly trying to consolidate power. In Project 2025, there's this thing called unitary executive theory. It's exactly what he's doing. He's basically doing things with a bunch of lawyers in a think tank, figuring out how to control every aspect of the government without actually governing. And they're doing it.
is that the only thing in Project 2025 that's going on? Because I
No,
don't think Project 2025 was really aligned with anything that's going on.
It's 40% complete. It's 40% complete.
Can you read me off some of the stuff that's in there and what's been complete?
Yeah. Uh, $52 now. Total objectives 320. So they had some USAID objectives, cut budget, rescind USAID policies that address climate change, prohibit USAID from funding sexual reproductive health programs and rights and gender equality programs, prioritize funding for faith-based organizations, cut international disaster assistance funding for programs in Yemen, Syria, and Afghanistan, eliminate chief diversity officer USAID, remove DEI requirements, eliminate funding for partners that promote discriminatory DEI practices. All this DEI language came from what's it called? The Heritage Foundation. White House, they did the Schedule F thing where they gutted the 50,000 employees like we told you guys they were going to do. They did it. Require regulatory analysis of OIRA review of historically independent agencies, give political appointees power to personally review and authorize appropriated funding, throughout the NSC, eliminate the interagency working group on social cost of carbon, establish the Gender Policy Council, Jesus, give the Office of the Personnel Management, White House responsible conduct security clearance investigations, instruct the CEQ to rewrite regulations implementing an NEPA, issue an executive order abolishing the Office of Domestic Climate Policy, impose relatively high tariffs on countries that have relatively large trade deficits with the U.S., remove words sexual orientation, gender identity, diversity, equity, inclusion, and abortion, reproductive health, and gender equality from from every federal agency?
Well, some of these aren't really the worst thing in the world. Some of these are
Yeah, you guys gonna
kind
start
of
legislating
beneficial.
culture norms?
Well, I don't know about all that, but I
That's what
think,
you're doing when you're talking about genders.
well, let's be real. There's two genders.
All right, there you go.
There's
You guys are brainwashed. What's a gender?
so there's somebody with XX chromosomes and somebody with XY chromosomes.
That's called sex. What's a gender?
Sex and gender are one and the same.
No, they are not. You just want me to Google this for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are sex and gender the same? There are distinct concepts in science and sociology. What's sociology? The study of how we interact, right? Sex refers to biological traits. Gender refers to social and cultural roles, behaviors, and identities a person adopts. So if you guys literally just think something that is objectively true is not true, you guys are the ones who need to not legislate things. Maybe you keep your hands off that.
Well, I saw one source out of that, and it was Yale University, which is,
An Ivy League college.
I feel like those colleges have lost their credibility.
How so?
Their curriculum is heavily influenced by far left-wing billionaires.
I don't know, man. I think that you might actually have that for the right. Like you might actually have a doctrine that is spread that is opposite of history, that is opposite of the truth, like the Bible. Like that is a doctrine, right? Like that is saying that the earth is 6,000 years old, people are made of clay. Like that shit is fucking crazy. And there are people who actually are spreading that with money, spreading that to young kids, spreading that to schools. Can you tell me the doctrine that we follow besides science? Like what doctrine are we spreading? What motive do we have for spreading that? This is literally just a thing that we can agree on right now, that gender is a social construct because, for instance, native people here have a thing called two-spirited beings. So they would be people with maybe like androgynous traits. We can't go tell them that there's not a third gender because that's something they made up. They all agree that that's a thing. We can't tell that. Like, you can't go and tell Jesus there wasn't 8 genders because Jesus believed there were 8. Do you think he'd be stoked for you to find out that you legislated against that?
Well, I'm not a Christian nor a believer of Jesus, so I'm not very knowledgeable about the Bible
Okay,
and stuff like that.
then this is even more wild to me because this is straight up just the nature of a genders. Like, you see this dog right here?
Yeah.
This is a female dog. If I said there was a woman in my room, would you think there was a dog in my room?
Probably not,
Why not?
because a woman is a female human.
So that's a symmetry breaker for sex, right? Because that is a female all day. But there's now a
Yeah.
special rule that goes along with gender. And who decided that? What age would be an adult?
And most people would say 18 years old.
Okay, but you had to clarify most people. Is that something we decided as a society? Aren't there some places where being an adult means you're older? Maybe some places that say it's younger? Isn't that something that is a social construct?
Yeah, but how does that correlate to gender? Kind of draw those lines for me.
So you're building the definition of gender based on a social construct?
Yeah, I can understand that. For
Gender
sure.
is a social construct. There's not really anything to debate there. It is a thing we made up. Jesus and Judaism says there are 8 genders in the Talmud. If you go and try to, like, if you legislated that as a nation, that there are only 2 genders, wouldn't that be oppressing all of the Jewish people in this country?
Well, I'm not really sure on that one.
I think it's true.
I do. You kind of got me there. I do kind of agree now that gender is a social construct.
W. Okay. Well,
All right. I think I'm about to get off here. You have a good one, man.
all right, man. You too. Take it easy. Chat, tap the screen. If you enjoy these debates, give me a follow. Also, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. We're going to get these views up, baby. We're going to get them up. Y'all, if you're trying to support the stream, I do have my my pay options in my link tree in my bio. If you guys are trying to buy me a cup of coffee or a energy drink. Pickles, some new Dune Part 3 first look images dropped. They look so good. Ooh. Love that. Y'all, thank you so much for all of the gifts. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you, Heather. How much is American dollars in pounds now? It's a conversion. £0.75 per $1. So it's 1.25. $1.33. It's like 1.26. I'm trying to buy your dog stuff, not you. Guys, I do have dog treats on the Amazon wishlist. If you guys are trying to buy my dog some stuff, there is dog stuff on there. I might need to refill it because some of y'all spoiled me already. I will sub to this account. Debbie, thank you so much. Y'all, this is my new main account. I need to change my stupid bio. This is my new main account, y'all. If you haven't followed it already, give me a follow. I'm trying to be tough about it, y'all. The old account got permied. It got Thanos. Debbie, thank you so much for becoming a super fan. I love you. Colleen, thank you so much for the $10. Colleen says, I love you. Thank you. Colleen, I love you. Thank you. They came down on everybody last 2 days. Kate. Kate, thank you for $5 for coffee. Guys, I appreciate that. Is there a way to appeal it? Did I poop on stream? I should have. Marika with the super fan as well. Thank you guys. I don't even know how many super fans I have right now. Spilled something. Chat. I like these glasses, but I need my green ones back. C19. Dude. I'm just gonna like I've decided I'm just not even gonna acknowledge it. I'm just gonna go. Just gonna go. When I try to get the main back, I sent out a few emails, but I'm not special. I'm not special. We need more stickers. My green ones got broken. I stepped on them last night. So we are going to have a moment of silence for those in a little bit. They're the best glasses ever. I might take them to a glass repair place. Like, they're $3, but I might take them to get repaired. I'm not special with orange glasses on. Don't say that. I don't want to hear that poop coming out of your mouth. Thank you guys so much for the 55K. My glasses are all special. Thank y'all. Guys, we might just have to like exercise this muscle this week to get this stream back on track. This channel, this account used to actually do very good, like with viewership. But I spent like 8 hours gaming on it the other day, and a lot of people have probably went into the stream, watched it, and then backed out and gave like some negative feedback to the algorithm for like 8 hours straight. So I probably need like a week or two to recover from that. I don't mean to get all technical on y'all, but average view time on my last stream was probably poo poo. Orange is my favorite color. Chat, I am debating Trump supporters. If you are trying to debate, just hop in the box. But you have to be over 18. No feed eye. Who's my least favorite member of the Trump admin? Well, besides Trump. I mean, Stephen Miller's got to be like. I mean, he's like the Joseph Goebbels. Carolyn Levitt. Yeah,
Yo, hello.
that too. Hello.
Yeah, I'm just here to debate.
Tight, bro. You're over 18?
Yeah.
Cool. What do you like about Trump?
Well, I like
Tight. It's funny because it was like a fart noise. Oh, chat. You're stuck with me. At least he didn't slur. You know what? You know what? That's a point for him. That's a point for him. No slurs. I will take fart noises all day over slurs. You know what? Keep with those fart noises, bro. Keep up with those. What is happening with Roger Stone and Manafort? I haven't heard a peep out of Roger Stone. What's going on? Judy, thank you so much for the super fan. It was a dare. My fault. I don't support Trump. God damn! I knew you were a good one. I knew you were a good one, Nicholas. You son of a bitch. You son of a good woman. You son of a loving mother. Stay in school, do your homework. You have a great rest of your day. I just got flagged for bullying. Chat. I am so paranoid. Why me, dude? AI, I'm joking. AI. TikTok, I am literally joking. God dang, dude. And I love the TikTok shop. I watched your life for 200 minutes. Just me. Thank you so much. Love the glasses TikTok shop. Does that work still? I don't even know. It's all superstition. It's all. Nobody actually knows if any of these things are actual rules. Like saying pew pew, unalive, all of that stuff. I've seen videos saying the real words for those things. Thank you for the head mustache. Infectious. I've seen videos get posted for those and do well in the algorithm. Like, I think a lot of these things are just rules that get, I don't know, people assume these might be the rules and then they're just assumed that they're actual rules. F1 in the chat drives me nuts. Yeah. But if you have enough engagement, it'll make it up. Yeah. A guy actually gardening on stream. I think you can do that on like Facebook. Facebook's what? I mean, I'm sure you do it on X. That would be a tight. No, it wouldn't. And he was playing movies. That's wild to me too. They do something to, so they'll like either stretch the resolution of the video to avoid piracy flags, and they'll slow down the audio by like 5%, 10%. Aspect ratio, yeah. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop into the box. Since Oracle took over. Really? Watched that whole Mike Tyson fight on live and never went down. I knew somebody who streamed the Manny Pacquiao and God, who was it? It's like a huge Manny Pacquiao fight. And he had like 50K live viewers on Facebook for a while. I watched the World Series game. God damn. Mayweather. Yes. Dude, I fucking hate Mayweather for that fight. My husband would like to know if you like bologna. Yeah. I'll eat that. I'll eat the crap out of some bologna. What did Mayweather do? Dude, Mayweather was running the whole fight. Didn't do anything. He won like out of technicality. It was like really close. His amount of punches landed. Manny Pacquiao was like given 100% for like 12 rounds, and then ran out of juice, and then Mayweather came in at him. That's American lunch meat. Hey, I'll eat some bologna. I'll even eat like the fakes, like salami that just has big chunks of peppercorn in it to make it look fancy. Support people ribeye. Chat, don't forget to follow this channel. If you haven't followed this channel already, this is my alt, which is now my main. We have lost our old account forever. So if you have a subscription on that old account, it is gone. And you owe me 1,000 kisses and taps on the screen. Can anybody guess what this is? We can build back better, chat. It all starts with infrastructure, which is you. It's you. Not tweezers. Not a lockpick. There's a piece missing. I'll give you that hint. This is it. There's no moving parts. That's right. It's a scalpel. Why? What I do in my basement is my own business, chat. What I... Don't you worry your head about DIY healthcare. Yeah. I haven't been insured in 12 years. Chat. I haven't been insured in 12 years. Why do I have a scalpel in a basement? Can lend you my health coverage. I would. We have the same initials. We have the same first name too, and last initial. Why does the average citizen have scalpels? America's so weird. It's not common for the average person to have a scalpel. I'm not the average person. But I did wake up without a kidney since I lost my main account. If you ever come back to Tyler for a visit, I would love to garden. Frick yeah. Did someone leave the scalpel? No, I purchased this. Okay, I purchased this because my dog had a little growth and I wanted to play doctor, and I did, and it was a success, and I'm technically a surgeon now. I'm technically on LinkedIn. This is a house of learning doctors. It was a huge growth, and I got it, and things came out. It was so bad. It was so gross. Ugh. But she's all better now. It was like the size of like a peanut M&M. But I technically saved her life, and she get a Nobel Peace Prize, at least a FIFA prize. No, I lanced it and drained it. No, I didn't extract anything. No. It was something. The consistency of what came out, trigger warning. Trigger warning. All right, earmuffs. The consistency of what came out was like toothpaste. It was white too. Yeah. How did you do out numbing? This thing is so sharp, and I got the one that was like very pointy. So I made a very small, like smaller than like the head of a piece of rice. Like I made a small, and then we got it, and she seemed to be okay after that. I'm sure it was uncomfortable, but it was uncomfortable for me to even touch it. I could tell she was like, when I touched it, she would get up and move, and she'd be like, "Oh." So I think if anything, she's relieved. There's no sharp here. There's no blade on this. Did I make her sign a consent form? Well, no, basically, the SPCA, when I bought her, basically said she is mine. and she has no agency. And if she needed agency, I would forge her signature. No, Joe. What in the world are we talking about? We're talking about my dog. We're talking about I'm basically a doctor. I'm basically a surgeon. We'll see you in court. Home surgery, yeah. I might need a physical done. There's a lot more paperwork for human doctor's visits. Jessica too. At least it wasn't a teratoma. I did get lucky. I didn't have it biopsied or whatever. But I'm very lucky. It was a good thing to get rid of. She's the healthiest dog in the world. Truly is. I do sub-Q fluids on my dog. No shame. Was Trump elected fairly? Sure. Unfortunately. You think they're scared to debate now? Has it been few and far between? There's been a lot of like trolls on Parker and Deeds. There's no panel spot open. Guys, I'm still under fucking restriction, dude. Guys, do we come back tomorrow? I'm so paranoid. You can request? Are Trump voters bad people? I think they're misled. I think they're misled. I think generally they're morally inept. I think generally less educated, less smart, more prone to fear and anger. All right, I'm going to restart, y'all. We'll be right back. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Chat, we are looking for Trump supporters. We are doing debates. This is a debate platform. If you are a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop into the box and request up. If you're not a Trump supporter, tap on the screen. Tap on that screen. Marika, just thank you. You dropped me off to gaming live when you ended. This is chat interview. I hope it doesn't mess up your stuff. Advocate. Give me a minute, advocate. Matthew, does your grandpa support Trump? My grandpa, my last living grandpa, does. I think all of my grandpas did. Yeah. Tap the screen, share the live, do all the stuff. Cecil,
Hey, Pickles.
what's up, bub?
I know you're looking for a debate, buddy. I'm sorry I can't give you one. I'm just going to make it real quick. I just want to say, God bless everybody's grandpa out there who's a Donald Trump supporter. And for the ladies whose grandfather is a Donald Trump supporter, chances are whatever loser white liberal you're dating right now doesn't have half the stones that your grandfather has, or the work ethic, or the brains, or the heart, or the integrity. The list can go on and on and on.
Okay.
Alrighty. So that's all I had to say, Pickles.
I appreciate you, Cecil.
Okay, I'm going to bed. Have a good night.
All right, get your butt to bed. My grandpa's very famously not very many of those things. Am I doing the za? Maybe? Maybe? Guys, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop on in. Cannot confirm nor deny those allegations, but I will tell you that if I had cataracts, they'd be struggling right now and not thriving. Is your grandpa older than Trump? Yeah. I think it might be the exact same age. Fire Lemon, good to see you. How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Guys, we can do a Ask Me Anything or something for a little bit. Should I do that? Get the fire roaring? Don't look at my Final Fantasy stuff. The Ma Hospital on SNL is great. No, I haven't seen it yet. Favorite 90s movie? Braveheart. Or Forrest Gump. Or it's gotta be Braveheart. Fifth Element's really good too. Fifth Element's really, really good. Dang, Fifth Element's really high up there. Opinions on Asmongold? I think he's a fucking wiener, dude. I think Asmongold, I liked him before he got political. I thought he was okay. And then when I started hearing him say some of the stuff he has been saying, that man has lost it. He's lost all my respect. His dad seemed like a better guy than him. He is brainless. Asmongold's a fucking wiener, dude. Where would I rather live? I would rather live in Austin. I would rather live in California. I'd rather live in New Zealand, Australia, Japan. I'd love to live in Japan. Do I believe in aliens? Yeah. What am I getting restricted for harassment already? Wow. Dude. What's my favorite dinosaur? I don't really have one. Maybe like a megalodon or something. Yeah, the bad talk about Asmon. I need a backup to the backup. My favorite dinosaur are birds. Yeah, that's what I was thinking for a second. What's my favorite zoo animal? My favorite zoo animal would be a red panda. I want one in real life. Yesterday. The tufted blank mouse. What fantasy world would you want to live in the most? Dang, that's hard. Maybe Pokemon. Maybe Pokemon. I would love to go around hanging out with Pokemon. Like, if you could just, your whole life was about not worried about bills, you're just walking around like fucking Cain and Abel, and you're just chilling with Pokemon, dude. Lord of the Rings would be a terrifying world to live in. Are you kidding me, dude? I would be terrified. Orcs? Imagine chilling in a village and you hear the ground rumbling. And you just realize it's because an ocean of orcs are running at you. And there's no US military. Fuck that. Harry Potter. The rules for magic in Harry Potter just don't really make sense to me. Like, I feel like there's too much that you could exploit. Like, if there were like if Harry Potter's magic was actually accessible to the common, wizard or witch, and they had fuckheads of the likes of like Trump or somebody, can you imagine like what would they be doing to kids? What would they be doing to people they didn't like? What would they be doing to make money? Fuck that. Pepsi or Coke? I'm a Pepsi fan. At least there be hot elves. Yeah, but they'd outlive you. And that's heartbreaking. Favorite Texas lake? None of them. I don't like lakes. If you okay, you can't take one thing from any fantasy world. What is it? In Harry Potter, they did pull a fascism. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to think about it, but I wouldn't doubt it. Why don't I like? Don't okay. First of all, you can't see beneath the water of a lake. There could be giant tree branches sticking up from 50-foot trees. Imagine being dragged in a lake 20, 30 miles an hour. You fall off of your little fucking floating device and you're impaled by a tree. It's my worst nightmare. No thanks. I'm good. Imagine just jumping down some nasty fishing line with a hook gets caught on you. Like, lakes are gross, dude. I was also part of like a really tragic accident on a lake that will scar me forever. Leeches, algae, yeah. And like you're sticky and itchy and there's bugs. Private pools are tight. Even if there's pee. I'll swim in a pool with a little bit of pee in it all day before I'm swimming in, like a lake full of all the animals' pee and poop. It's soup. It's all soup. Swim in the ocean? The ocean's creepy too, dude. You can't see. I mean, I've been to the ocean in like Mexico where it was like really clear, like a little island off the coast. That's tight. But I mean, you can't play Final Fantasy 14 when you're in the ocean. So what am I doing in the ocean? There's no Brazilian cheese bites in the ocean. There's no beef jerky. There's no Takis. What are we doing? What are we doing out there? Favorite mythical creature? Favorite mythical creature would be probably like a succubus. Honestly, one of my favorite things in all of fiction is a tonberry. You guys know what a tonberry is? This is a tonberry. And in Final Fantasy, in some of the games, like one hit, you're dead. So it just comes up and it just yabs you. It's like beep, and you're dead. Unicorn. If you could have a hidden talent, what would it be? To play piano. If I could bust out skills to play piano out of nowhere, you bet your meat nuggets I'd do it. I play piano. That's a W. Duck Duck Goose or Duck Duck Gray Duck. I've never heard of Gray Duck. And quite frankly, that sounds icky. I would prefer Goose. Yeah, I can't do neither either. It's a Minnesota thing? Whoa. Guys, I think we're gonna get off. We're gonna get off and we're gonna call it and we're gonna come back tomorrow. We will do more debates. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some juicy bullshit Fox News talking point we can talk about. Did I email? I did. Speed. Thank you so much, D, for that. Poop poop chat. Chat, don't forget to follow. This is my alternate account, so don't forget to follow me. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, chat. Adios.